Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Nigeria Guided School. This is batch 2017-10-13, batch 15, group 1. And today we are doing the business game presentation for Circle 2. The business game presentation for Circle 2 is going to be presented by Tony, who's representing Circle 2. All right, so Tony, the floor is yours. You can go ahead with the presentation.
Okay, thank you, sir. This is Tony from Rivers State, Nigeria, in Guided School, batch 2017-10-13-15, group 1, circle 2. Our mentor, Luma, business game presented. In the circle member, we have Tony, the leader, and Bimbola Okwekon. We are 3 in the group. Task 1. You have received all the information needed in order to become leaders in the NM community. Now you have an important task. Enter in a new country and develop NM there. This new country will be Cameroon. As a starting resource, you have internet, a team, knowledge received in the school, and $50,000. Develop the plans of action for 1 week. You must specify the numbers of registration you will achieve over this period. You can assume that the average contribution will be $100 per participant. Plan of action. Our aim and objectives of traveling down to Cameroon are as follows. 1. To introduce NM to residents of Cameroon. 2. Educate them on NM ideology. 3. Explain in detail how NM works. 4. Tell them about the golden rules and risks involved in NM. Make them to understand the benefit of actively participant in NM community. Plan of activities for week 1. Day 1. On arrival at Cameroon, we will first have an in-house meeting with group members to strategize on the tasks ahead. We will seize every opportunity we get with the local to seek for information about how to operate in Cameroon without breaking law. 2. We will work in a web developer to create a web address for NM Cameroon, preferably cameroon.nm.net or cameroon.nm.net. Alternatively, Day 3, we would create awareness through physical interaction with the citizen, about on social media like Facebook, Twitter, etc. About for recruitment of indigent who will work as interpreter, etc. Day 4, traveling of the new recruit and letting them know what NM is all about, their rules in getting NM a base in Cameroon, mobilization stroke preparation for seminar follow as well, like sharing of handbills, planning, placing of poster, etc. Day 5, holdings of first seminar in different locations within the first city visited. Douala in bracket is the first city we visited. Restrictions of new participants. Day 6, professional marketing using customized NM t-shirt with a 30-man team sharing into pairs in strategic location to sell the idea to anyone they come across. Leaflets and surveillance containing all the restriction detail as well as the ideologies of NM will be given alongside. The audience, financial institution worker, entrepreneur, student, unemployed citizens, internet marketer, blogger, etc. and Douala, which is one of the major cities in Cameroon, having a population of 475,442, and other major cities in Cameroon. Target participant is 100 per week. I tabulated my expenditures and amounts in tabular form. 1, hotel accommodation, the amount is $1,005. 2, transportation and logistics is $3,000. 3, handbill is $3,000. 4, banners $2,000. 5, poster is $1,000. 6, video coverage is $3,000. 7, camera is $1,000. 8, hall projector and sound is $1,000. 9, t-shirt is $3,000. 10, advertisement is $3,000. 11, household staff $6,500. 12, miscellaneous is $3,000. 13, money put aside to redeem for the first set of PH is $10,000. 14, feeding $3,000. 15, total is $44,000. 16, balance is $6,000. I move on to tax 2. Tax 2, a week has passed and you are a 10 plus guider. The average contribution to the structures is $1,000. Under the regulations of AM, you must provide at least 30% growth in terms of participant payment, starting with the first contribution. Your task is to calculate how many new members and contributions you have to ensure in the next 3 weeks in order to be able to make the required payment to the older participant. Write down your plan of action for the next 3 weeks. Point out what resources you need and how you are going to use them. The numbers of new participants and money raised during this period. What extra costs you will have and how you cover them. Plan of action. Days and activities. Sunday, we have arrivals and arranging for interpreter. The Monday, we have meeting with relevant people for our mission and enlighten them of our plan. Set up local bank account that our first set of members will PH to. Tuesday, awareness campaign using handbill, flyers, posters, and other promotional materials. Wednesday, mini seminars in office as well as one-on-one discussion with people. Thursday, AM launch and seminar event in Banco, 2 sessions with Q&A, with question and answer. Friday, another AM seminar event in Pattaya as 2 sections with question and answer. Saturday, evaluation of achievements so far and follow up on potential lead. 1, numbers of attendants 20, numbers of registered participants 20, amount deposit $2. Number 2, numbers of attendants 25, numbers of registered participants 20, amount deposited $2,000. 3, number of attendants 30, numbers of registered participants 20, amount deposit $2,000. 4, numbers of attendants 40, numbers of registered participants 20, amount deposit $2,000. 5, numbers of attendants 50, numbers of registered participants 20, amount deposit $2,000. Total numbers of attendants is 165, and numbers of registered participants is 100. Amount deposited is $10,000. For the first 3 weeks, we have total provide help of $10,000 per week. Week one, provide help of 10,000 participants. Week one, we provide help of $10,000. Participant is 100. Week two, provide help of $20,000. Participant is 200. Week three, provide help of $30,000. Participant is 300. Week four, provide help of 40,000. Participant is 400. Total provide help is 100,000. Participant is 1,000. If 100 participant was to get help for the next month, we will have the calculation below. First week, provide help of 100 people to get help of 10,000 times 0.3 give us 3,000 for 30% growth. Total to received is 13,000, and we are left with 43,000. For second week, provide help, so we are to plus up the third week, provide help $10,000 to be able to pay 2 weeks. So 43,000 plus 10,000 minus 13,000 equals to 40,000 left. For the third week, get help, we have $10,000 plus $40,000, giving us $50,000 minus $13,000 for third week, and we are left with 37,000. Tax 3 said, a month has now passed and you are a 100 plus guider. Use the same plan for another month on the basis of the result of previous calculation, taking into account the dynamic of growth, the numbers of new participants, and contribution for the next 4 week plan of action. From the first week, we have a total of provide help 60,000 for 600 participants, additional from previous month. Second week total provide help is 80,000 for 800 participants, addition of first week provide help. Third week total provide help is 100,000 for 1,000 participants, addition of 2 weeks provide help. Fourth week total provide help is 120,000 for 1,200 participants, addition of third week. Adding together total value, we have provide help of 120,000 with 1,200 participants after 1 month. Tax 4 said, after 2 months, you have the numbers of participants and contribution which you calculated early. A week after the start of the month, there is the local Cameroonian holiday, which is celebrated over 1 week. In this period, the numbers of new registration fall by 75%. Now you have calculate what you need to organize within the next month. Make a plan of action for 1 month. What resource you would need and how you would use them. Specify the amount of contribution and new participant necessary for the development of the community. Important, the $50,000 is given only once. Once it is exhausted, you should use the free resources from the community. Plans of action. Here, the aim is to figure out how to make up for a 4.75% drop in registration occasioned by a local holiday. Cameroon's celebration is 1 week, and 75% drop in registration is 0.75 times 120,000 equals to 90,000. This implies a drop from 12,000 minus 90,000 equals to 30,000. Therefore, $30,000 left in the system coupled with the 37,000 coupled with the 37,000 left and mean we are still saved, and the public holiday is great opportunity to create entertainment, seminar, and also visit charity home. Since workers are at home during the public holiday, we will have chance of having good turnout during the seminar. The seminar will have other entertainment activities to back them up. That's 5. Despite the fact that your plan worked out, you do not have enough new registration to cover cost of the current contribution. Moreover, you have a 20% reduction of the amount of contribution. Due to the lack of funds, there are delays in payment. The old participants, saying this, neither make their own contribution nor attract new members. Devise a plan of action in the situation. What are the resources? How many participants' contribution, etc., are needed to get this situation resolved? Describe your plans of action for the next 1 month. What solution will you invent, and what action you will actually take? State the amount of provided help and restriction that are expected in this month. Plan of action. From this present situation, it is likely for panic to arise among participants, and we have to avoid it. Since the last plan didn't work out so well, we embark on the following measure to prevent panic and make things remain normal. Resource needed. 1. Direct more guidance to work alongside the initial one. 2. Organize a conference meeting with participants, informing them of the situation to avoid widespread panic and misinformation. 3. In addition, we would embark on massive campaign and outreach in different regions, visited or yet to be visited, to make up for the lost in the past month, thus enabling us to meet the desired target and covering more state, city, and region as well. Ensure that intense publicity is being carried out to the newly registered participant by using available means such as TV, advert, blog, text message via POC, SMS, fax, mail, etc., to instill rules and regulation as well as ideology among the population. Task 6. During this month, the queue to receive payment, get help, increased to 7 days. Referral activities almost reduced to 0. The old members do not attract anyone and do not make contribution to. For these situations, a pause mode is implemented in which all hello? Hello?
Yes, carry on. We are listening.
Okay. In which pause mode is implemented, with all the old marble are frozen and will be available for withdrawal when the situation right itself. New contributions grow as per old condition, in bracket, are not frozen and available as usual. Make your plan of action for another month, in bracket, resource, contributions, members, etc. Plan of action, objective, 1. Sensitize members under pause mode. 2. Inform them the reason for introductions of pause mode and how it can be overturned. 3. Increase ad campaign and seminar, especially to areas that are not conversant with okay, methodology, in bracket, action plan for the next 4 weeks. 1. Enlighten members on what the pause mode means and how it will affect them. 2. Assurance to all participants that they will not lose their initial deposit, but payment will be delayed for some specific periods of time. 3. We continue with media advert through flyers, billboards, etc. 4. Also, we continue seminar in old area and increase our target participant per week. 5. We share videos of happiness or testimony to new and old participants to rebuild their trust in the system. 6. We encourage all members to continue active advertisement on social network. 7. We intensified our effort on getting new entrants that are willing to provide more help. 8. Teach members the importance of regular pH and GH to ensure serious negative impact of the members and unfavorable responses. 1 or 2 negative articles in the mass media, and you have to make a fresh start in such condition. Devise a plan of action under this condition for 1 month. Plan of action. Aim. Reintroductions of AM to residents. Inform them on AM ideology and how it works. Encourage new participants to provide help more. To achieve this, the following will be carried out. First, face the situation and talk to your members and let them understand the restart of the system. 2, we try as much as possible to provide adequate answer to all questions from participants and explain the current situation of AM. Next, we will organize a meeting with all our members and encourage them to continue in AM community. We would explain the situation to those that lost their money, reminding them about the warning not given before joining. Show video testimony, history, and experience of other countries that have a restart. Introduce mouth watering and irresistible incentive for old and new members. Example, increase Marlboro growth rate to 50% or referral bonus to 20% to boost motivation. Next, keep being a good leader, even if it's our shortcoming that lead to the current situation. By continuing to PH and get help timely and inviting new members into the system. Lastly, emphasize the essence of being a help provider to the community. Conclusion 1. This task has indeed enlightened us on the basic concepts necessary when introducing and advancing in a country. 2. More so, how to sustain the 30% growth rate and referral bonus for old members were understood. Expected further challenge were highlighted and how solution can be preferred. Lastly, guiders need to understand that there is need for consistencies in registering new members into the system and encourage old participants as well to also provide help. Thank you. May God bless you. Long life, and together we can change the world. Batch 2017, 10, 13, 15, Group 1, Circle 2. Thank you. I'm done with the presentation.
Okay, very, very nice, Tony. Good presentation there. Very clear, and you had your points all marked out and concise. Great work. Okay, so that concludes our business games presentation for Circle 2. We are still, or I'm still to hear from Circle 3 and Circle 4 in terms of the presentations. I think I have actually heard from Circle 4, who yesterday anyway received the link a bit late, so they'd asked for a bit of time to do the presentations. Similarly with Circle 5 as well, being the circles that were created pretty late in the process, so they just require more time. So I've asked them, the circle leaders, to just finish their presentation together and then let me know once they're done, or you have to put your document together and let me know once they're done, and then I'll make a decision from there as to whether we'll have a presentation or whether I'll just mark their task based on the document that they've submitted. The way it will go, because this is dragged on a bit, and it's affecting my ability to mark the task, which is something that everybody's looking forward to. All right, so I'll see once I receive the documents which way will go. But thanks to the circles that presented, Circle 1 and Circle 2. Thanks for the presentations. I'm sure it's been beneficial to everybody, and I hope that you guys have learned a lot from these business games. I will continue with the marking, and I'll just post in the group sort of an update, a progress update as to how the marking is going and what the next step will be once the tasks are all marked. All right, so I think with that I'll end this presentation, and then we will chat further in the Skype group. For those of you that haven't joined the Skype group, I encourage you to do so. I'll post the link again. Just make sure that you log into your Skype account before you click on the link, so that it doesn't put you on as guest. I think that's why it puts you on as guest. I stand corrected, but I believe that is the reason why it puts you on as guest, and then 24 hours later on, it will automatically remove you from the group. So rather log on to Skype, log on to your account, and then click on the link so that you access the group while you're logged into your Skype account already. Okay, so I'll be communicating mainly in the Skype group. Thanks, guys, for your time for tonight, and we'll chat later on Skype. All right, good night.